Hello everyone, my name is Avalon and with me today is Captain of Sky for the bronze medal game. We have had a full long season of 15 weeks to reach this point where we will finally see Doomsday Pie play Dimitri for that third place prize. I don't know about you, Catherine, but I am so hyped for this game. How are you feeling today?
You know what? I have been waiting for weeks and weeks. This has been such an exciting journey to get to these playoff type. All the things, many scores have been had, and our players have been absolutely star performers, getting through so many different levels to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the standings up on screen now, and you can see some of the top quality players these individuals have knocked out on their way here. Dimitri taking down Little Curbs in probably the biggest upset of this season, at 4-1, whilst Doomsday just completely swept Envy. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, watching these, getting to this point, all these games and matches, and some of them were incredibly close, just like a couple of points between them, but other ones were just clean sweeps. And I'm really, really interested to see how these two expert players are going to go head to head today to get that third place ranking.
Yes, I mean, there's so much going for this. Dimitri has faced off against Doomsday 3 times already so far this year, and all 3 of them, Doomsday has taken the crown from him. However, Dimitri has come so far in this tournament, he has really built up his skill, and that's notable from his clear average increasing through playoffs. Now sitting at 7.8 clears per 15 minutes. And, maybe this is his chance to catch up with Doomsday and actually take one off him back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the players go head to head, because as you've said, so many players have been improving as the season has gone on, and it's been really cool to see that progress in their skill level and see how they react also to the pressure of the competition.
Most definitely. And I mean, it's no surprise that Dimitri's managed to get himself to this position. He was obviously IPK's little protege, and he's really living up to that name, whereas Doom is just an individual with such huge game knowledge, and coming through the qualifiers this year and finishing top of those qualifiers. They just are 2 players with such bright futures ahead of them, and this third place will really mean a lot to whoever takes it.
Indeed. It's been really quite the journey, and our players have finished their journey through the first level, both taking the flagpole at almost the same second there, and both take 1 clear apiece, tied 1-1 in this very first game of the match.
Yeah, almost a frame between them in those finishes there. Absolutely insane how close this start has begun already. Chat starting to ask about the format already, which is fantastic because it gives us a chance to talk about it. It's a best of 7, so it's the first person to win 4 sets over 15 minutes, and you get 3 skips per set, which are free, and they can choose to take additional clears, but it will cost additional skips, but it will cost them a clear per skip. So normally you will see the 3 skips used, especially on odd levels like this, which Dimitri taking an odd tactic and climbing the wall to avoid Boom Boom Shell, whilst Doom just gets well out of the way.
Indeed. I've loved to see the players differing tactics sometimes on these levels and see who gets through the areas much faster. Dimitri going on the left side. Wow! Narrowly avoiding those thwomps to get through. Doomsday very carefully climbing down, and they're both on this wild cat wall as they try to avoid those spike blocks.
Yeah, both of them choosing to go quick rather than careful, as rather than just climbing across that semi-solid, both of them have chosen just to dive forward and hope for the best, as Doomsday coming out of that warp block and falling straight to his death, whereas Dimitri works out he needs to hold right as he comes through.
Oh, and Doomsday taking a skip on that level. Too long for him, I guess. And Dimitri still powering through, even though he is small-toed. Needs to avoid all damage, and he can get it right now, taking another clear. It's now 2-1 in his favor.
Wow. What a huge death there for Doomsday. I mean, not only did he have to duck out of that level and lose his lead, but he's also used a skip already, and although this next level that he's just done is very quick, with a 6-second world record, the clear difference is essentially 1 ahead to Dimitri, where he's going to clear this up just as fast as Doom did.
Indeed, despite the enemy spam, these 2 expert players will not be intimidated by those naughty, naughty Hammer Brothers. And hopefully Dimitri can find the end as quickly as Doomsday did. And it might... He was even faster. Wow, he completely skipped those Hammer Brothers. So now it's 3-2 in Dimitri's favor.
Dimitri going through a warp block designed to drop him to his death and wall jumping into another one, just pulling it back. What a clutch play there from Dimitri.
That was crazy good. Meanwhile, Doomsday getting past these wigglers of wildness, stacked and leaping and jumping, and he has the key to get through the door. So he's in that next area. Dimitri also on that same level, having to use a fair bit of panic control as you figure out whether to go under or over the flying and walking wigglers there. Doomsday taking another clear, momentarily tying it up 3-3. And Dimitri getting another point, 4-3 in his favor.
Yeah, I can't believe how quickly Dimitri's gained a lead in this first set there. That skip from Doom and that death from Doom really setting him behind really early on. A real shame. It's odd to see Doom playing as Luigi, to be honest, because he is normally playing as Mario, and he brought a Mario plush to his last game, which he lost, and is now not only lost the Mario plush, but also lost the Mario play. He's just gone full for Luigi now.
Aw, poor thing. Maybe he's really, lamenting poor Mario and can't even see him in game any longer. Rough times. Both of our players having rough times with this shell jump, which they probably are just, looks like Doomsday is incredibly frustrated by this at the moment. Hopefully they can each make it.
Really odd to see this because both players do practice shell jumps.
I wonder if the nerves are getting to them. This is a pretty big match here. We do have prizes at the end. And both of them having to keep retrying and retrying this section, not getting up there. Pretty rough.
Oh, Dimitri managing to get the bounce on the shell, but not gaining the height to get over it.
No, my goodness.
See, the thing is they need to get this shell jump, keep the shell, so that they can then throw it at that power block behind them. But I'm wondering, if they shell jump at the right time, would they not be able to bounce the shell? But it'd be like a pixel perfect jump, that. But there you go, Dimitri's got it.
Yeah, they both have it. Look
they both got it. There we go.
Nice. Wow, and it is now 5-4 in Dimitri's favor as they are keeping on climbing with the points as we go course by course here. As another note to the rules of this game, the playlist is chosen ahead of time so that both players get to experience the same levels and have an equal and fair contest. The levels, however, are basically just expert levels. And I believe we are not using the new mechanics that were introduced a couple of weeks ago. So other than that curation, there is no curation other than being expert levels.
Yes, I understand that it was pressed to the runners to ask them if they felt it was a good idea to include the new stuff, and most of them said a flat no. I mean, we've got the Beast in chat, and I'm sure he will happily tell everyone why the runners felt that way, because it was a pretty unanimous decision on the Discord there.
Indeed, there was not a lot of time to practice that, and since there's so many new mechanics introduced with all the different power-ups and stuff, I think the runners probably felt they wouldn't have enough time to get to expert level within just a few days.
Yeah, and whilst we're been talking about rules and changes and such, chat asking about what the runners can see whilst they play. They can't actually see each other's scores and streams, so they don't know how their opponent's doing at any one time. There's not a specific rule against it, but it would be detrimental to them and their skill to be watching that. Obviously, they need to be focusing on what they're doing rather than what their opponent's doing.
Indeed, that kind of I'm not sure if it's a A good thing or a bad thing? Because I know that in some race formats, even in physical races where people are running a marathon or something, it's kind of advantageous to see the person ahead of you, so you can have that burst of speed to get to where their position is. But these runners have no idea where the other one is, and I don't know if it's more nerve-wracking not to know, or if they just are happy to not know and just do their best, and hopefully they win.
Yeah, I can only imagine that seeing those numbers would just get into your head, especially if you're in a position like Doom is now, where you've taken a skip early on and ended up losing out on that early levels. Dimitri missing quite a simple jump onto a cannonball and falling back to the start of this speedrun.
Meanwhile, Doomsday swimming through those piranha plants who are very eager to bite his little tail off. But he's hoping to get to the next area there. Let's see. Dimitri, getting to the end there, taking another clear, putting him 1 point up at 7-5 in his favor now.
Yeah, I thought he might have overshot that and hit that final spring, but he did not. But Doomsday also taken his flag down as he makes his clear total 6. So just one between them still. Such a close race, despite that early skip.
Indeed, both going on to a new level. New level. Doomsday going into that Super Mario Bros. 3 cloud level. And Dimitri moving on to some bell trees where maybe there's a cat suit involved, but not taking the time to look for it. Oh my god, running just out of Meowser's grasp. What a move there. Dodging that so deftly. Wow.
Oh, and again, very, very close. As he
crazy.
That was crazy as a level. So many little Goombas. And Doomsday taking the same missed jump as Dimitri. I'm sure both of them would have felt that. It was quite a simple jump. It's a slow-moving cannonball. And both runners missed it on their first go through.
I think just reading the level and trying to figure, well, is this the time to jump? And also getting through those platforms fast enough. Maybe they were uncertain, but Doomsday makes it, bringing his point total up 1. So it is now 8-7 in Dimitri's favor.
More Goombas squished into quite unsanitary conditions, to be honest. Dimitri, I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's just looking for the key. I didn't realize there was a key.
And he found it. Wow, he found it. Getting up there, twirling in joy as he goes back through that pipe, hopefully gonna find that key door. There it is. I wonder if all 5 of those pipes were... Oh, wow. That was...
come on.
Fun? Hello? Jeez. All right, Dimitri going back into pipe number 1 and seeing what's there. Goombas again. I wonder if he remembers where in the Goomba stack he found it. There it is. Kind of like 3/4 to the right. Doomsday taking his flag, bringing it up, tying it up now 8-8.
Yeah, it's weird to see that both the level that Doomsday was just in, that he's cleared, and Dimitri's currently in, have both got that weird Goomba overly stacked setup. As Dimitri now found that the key door was meaningless, and he in fact needed to go up a secret hidden path.
Yep, very conscious of the time there. That's why he started over. And Doomsday finding that hidden block immediately. He can really catch up with this. No. Oh, Dimitri taking the flag first. Doomsday starting over. And Doomsday can really make up ground right now.
Doomsday found some different cheese.
Well then.
It appears just to go to that meaningless door. Any level creators out there, please stop creating paths that you have to know the level already. Doom there, finding that early cheese, knows that there's something more to it as he makes his way up the second set of cheese. Now, he'll clear this level very quickly, assuming he takes that leap of faith at the end. He should do, because you can tell it's the end of the level where the screen stops scrolling with no wall. But, my lord, what a level.
Indeed. Dimitri going into deathly forestry fun. Yay. Yes, who knew death could be so fun?
I was going to say, you definitely have brought the fun into this death situation. I was going to make that terrible fun and funeral joke, and I thought better of it.
Thank goodness.
With some lips. I've been told off for puns before. I won't do it again.
Dimitri forced to exercise some patience here as he has a very slow-moving platform and he's got some bullets to hop on. But moving through the level finally again as he was forced to wait there for that platform to go, he's in a very, very slight lead, taking this clear. But I think Doomsday has plenty of time to get there. It depends on how long the next level is, whether Doomsday will be able to stay in that second position, or if Dimitri will take it. It's the Secret
as he
File
goes-
Castle 2.
The Secret Fire Castle in a nighttime ice theme. So something seems to
Wow.
have gone wrong with the fire in that castle as Doomsday takes it clear, bringing the score 10-10. Really, really high scoring first set here.
Oh, this is so thrilling. I love when there's a tied match and maybe we'll even get overtime. Hooray! Oh no! Oh, Dimitri falling off the edge on that very slippery slope there. Not finding a leap of faith will do him much good. Forced to go into the subworld.
At least the subworld looks a little bit more fiery with this castle theme.
That's an interesting situation there. Spike ball with many dry bones leaping around there, filled with danger. Dimitri finds a magical shell helmet. Hopefully he can get through. Doomsday, did he skip that other one? I didn't see, actually. But with only 19 seconds left, there's not much he can do here.
Dimitri finding a checkpoint is saying to me there is much more to this level.
And Doomsday finds the end. Can he get in there, though? No, not
there's a wall blocking it.
Oh,
Oh, what a mean and teasing level creator, but I loved it so
Wow.
much.
That was such a good troll for the entire chat. So it looks like we are going to go into overtime. We are 10-10 in this particular game. So we're going to go to the next level that both have not played, and whoever finishes the level first will be able to take this particular game of the match.
Yeah, I always love watching a good overtime game as both players smash their head against one level. It is just so much better. You can get all sorts of levels. You can get trolls, puzzles, anything, and they've just got to keep on going until one of them works it out.
Indeed. Mortal Mario looks like our next one. Sounds like one in which we might die a couple of times.
Well, neither player have picked Mario, so maybe all will be well.
Maybe indeed. We'll have to see if there's some special magical powers that they can each do with their characters to avoid those deaths. And both players getting the countdown, pressing play, and we're off.
Here we go, loading into this overtime level. Who knows what we could be looking at as already a cloud and a star and a spike maze. There is a lot going on very quickly.
That was A. I think that was A. I wonder if they're spelling it out. No, maybe it was just a coincidence that it looked like an M. No, not an A, an N. Pardon me. Brain is not working that well. Okay. Looks like there are many obstacles. Looks like they have to keep the star because some of these places look very hazardous to our poor character. We have a cloud change for Dimitri. Just both being pretty careful as they're going around here. There is an A.
quite a cool looking course. Maybe it did spell out Mortal Mario, but it's quite a cool looking course actually. As Dimitri losing his cloud, but managing to fall into a safe area and through the pipe, which Doomsday is through a frame or so sooner.
Indeed. It'll be interesting to see if they're dropped on the goal or if they need to go a little bit further. Oh, they do have a boss battle here.
Both
how fast they clear it.
Both of these players have experience in multiplayer versus, and this is well known as the equalizer, giving a behind player a chance to catch up, but still just a frame or so between the two of them.
Indeed, are we getting a leap of faith here? Some big jumps here with coins leading the trail down. Will Doomsday take it first? Oh my gosh, it's so tantalizing. It looks kind of like the end. I'm getting so excited.
It's gotta be the end of the level. But it's not. It's just another pipe.
Oh, and here we see the bridge. Can Doomsday get through it? They're both using power-ups. Doomsday through it first, gets the axe, kills all three Bowsers, and will take this game of the match. So he is at 1 win to 0.
What a close little bit of overtime there between the two of them. I can't believe how close that was as Doomsday takes that first set of 7.
That was crazy. Really, really good play from both players.
It does spell Mortal Mario, you can see in there.
Indeed. I got confused because I was looking for the second letter to be an A, but it was just my dyslexia kicking in. And so that was actually the second word. But that's such a cool bit of pixel art there with plenty of obstacles for them to clear.
Yeah, they were checking the more info there because it was so close that they wanted to be absolutely crystal clear on who got the first clear out of the two of them there.
Yeah, that was so amazingly close. I think my favorite part of these matches is watching them go head to head on the same level and just seeing the different choices the players can make and how they clear the obstacles best. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, really, really close. And we'll probably see more of that as we push forward through these next few sets, as we go into set 2 with Run.
Looks like a speedrun level.
Doomsday seems to be stretching and setting himself a handicap as his timer is already ticking down.
Oh my goodness. He'll hopefully reset all of that stuff and get ready, and we'll move on to this next level.
Just counting in with 3, 2, 1, and we will go. He says.
He says. You didn't time that quite correctly. Need a tiny bit more practice. Yeah. No, there is a delay from what we see in Discord, which is the official countdown that Milo, the Oracle, gives to our players. And then, of course, what we see on the stream that we get through Discord. And then, of course, what you guys see as you're seeing this live on Twitch. So both players off to an excellent start. Looks like Doomsday is a tiny bit ahead. And going through this really lovely Mario 3 speed run here. Some on-off blocks. Hopefully they won't get trolled. But a lovely coin trail leading them onward to victory. Doomsday taking that 50 coin, not forgetting that there is a clear condition. Dimitri doing the same. Oh no, Doomsday going back to get a coin. Did you see if they were all required or just get X many?
Ooh, hit by both of them. Hit by a change. Wow. And it is all 362 coins, so you had to collect all of them. And that is one of the weaknesses of these sort of levels, in that if you don't follow the exact route the level creator took as they created it, then you won't be able to clear it as quickly as they did. Although the timer on this is very generous, so you've got time to go back and collect those few coins, it is still rather frustrating when you're in a situation like Doom was, where you miss one, even though you have taken the route. Dimitri also missing one.
And he doesn't see it either. No. That's a naughty one. Doomsday also missing that single coin, getting it back, though. Dimitri having to start over.
The swing and change jump's taking a bite out of him, not quite avoiding them, as Doomsday hitting that axe and knocking down the bridge.
Wow, that was a really rough round there for Dimitri. Hopefully he does not miss that coin again. I don't know if he saw it or he doesn't know that it was all the coins, but I'm hoping he remembers this time. So Doomsday, moving on to Really Hardcore, another Super Mario Bros. 3 level. And it looks like a grassland theme from the thumbnail. No, Dimitri!
Dimitri, no!
Oh, no! No, poor thing!
Doomsday trying to duke out the hammer bro there as it gets thrown into him.
Wow, that hammer bro just like, forward, march, let's go. Just flung into him with that trampoline there. And taking a hit from all of those 3 or 4 hammer brothers, one big one. He was the boss man on top there.
A real tough level with all the RNG that comes with these hammer bros. Be interesting to see if they'd considered putting a Bowser Jr. in there as well. Of course, the flying Bowser Jr. also throwing hammers. Dimitri finally getting through that speed run, unfortunately sinking nearly 3 minutes into what is really quite a short course.
Indeed, Doomsday was really played that level well, getting in the clear very, very quickly. And he is past the checkpoint in his level, so he's probably close to the end, I would hope. Definitely having a big lead over Dimitri at the moment.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can see the end screen there. He just got to make his way over the top, which he does with severe ease. A little bit of luck, but definitely ease.
Indeed. Dimitri now trying to dodge those hammers, failing and needing to start over. Doomsday onto a speedrun world 32nd level. And we're going to now wonder how tight a timer it is on this one. He is, as always, keeping his very happy demeanor, as we can see from his face cam there, as he just tries to figure out this world.
Dimitri actually taking a similar death to Doom there, where the hammer bro that Doom waited for, Dimitri instead went straight for him, and they took each other out as the hammer hit both at the same time.
Doomsday racing these swamps here and finding the exit very, very quickly. He is now 3 clears to Dimitri's 1.
Crazy how quickly this lead is developing once again. You know, just a couple of early mistakes and suddenly a runner's sort of 2-3 clears ahead of you, as Dimitri now outrunning these thwomps with quite a cool little effect behind him.
I love that. It's like sparks from his shoes are flying. Gives definitely impression of speed there. Doomsday on a very, very fast speedrun level and taking that flagpole, and Dimitri taking his. The differential is the same, now 4-2 in Doomsday's favor.
Yeah, very quick level there for Doom, and we'll have to see how quickly Dimitri gets through it as well, because he could easily start closing this gap if he keeps playing consistently. But you've got to remember, Doom having that skip advantage as well. It could make a big difference as we make our way through this.
Indeed. Doom on a nighttime level. These are very like slow motion levels. So we'll see if he stays on it. I don't know if he checked the time. Each of our levels that has been chosen needs to have a world record time of less than 90 seconds. Otherwise, it doesn't go on the list, because we don't want our runners to spend too long on each level and use their skips, you know, if it's like a 5-minute level or something. But Doomsday trying to figure out... Go ahead.
I was going to say, it was something that we saw a lot of last season, where the runners played an expert endless run. A lot of the time you saw these world records coming through and just immediately being skipped, and there were so many levels that were just immediately skipped through, and there was very little actual game time, and more just skip time and skip time and skip time. Doomsday's really struggling to line up these springs, but Dimitri making it look absolutely easy already, having made his way through, as Doomsday now just trying to find some sort of cheese and not finding any. That is huge for Dimitri. Huge.
Taking that clear and tying it up. Wow. Meanwhile, Doomsday's still struggling on this level. My goodness. Yeah, when you were talking about the reset time, the skip time, that is a very significant time indeed. I believe it's something like 20 to 30 seconds that it takes for the loading screens to go by to get to the next level.
Yeah, it's definitely a significant time, and it's actually one of the rules in the format, is that no matter what you see before you load up a level, you must load up the level before you're allowed to skip it. So even if you select a level in the level select and you see it's at that 129.99 maximum world record for this format, you still have to load up the level before you can opt to skip it, even if it says DGR in the title.
Yes. Well, hopefully our runners will get the platforming DGRs instead of the trolley ones. Dimitri's still struggling with this level, where he needs to avoid getting those power-ups because of tight jumps, tight areas, just like that staircase there. Taking several deaths. I'm wondering that he hasn't skipped it yet.
This is tight, you know. It's hard to say, because you get so used to looking for these power-ups and collecting them as your safety net. And you know, Dimitri missing out just at the last second, because it's so hard to avoid them. But Doom is still trying to work out this key spring jump, and he's finally made it.
Wow. My goodness, Dimitri already gaining the knowledge of the next level and almost, hopefully, going to take a clear on this next run through. But Doomsday, at the moment, a clear ahead at 5-4. Dimitri knowing where the end is, waiting for it to come back. Where are you, end? This time he's taking a different tactic by letting those mushrooms land instead of trying to avoid the flying ones. Wow, those dodges are so masterful. Look at that.
Yeah.
And getting the flag. Look at that. Tying it up 5-5.
And there's the
Doomsday
final
moving on.
mushroom just chasing him through. It made it look like he'd made it more difficult for himself with letting those mushrooms land, but actually it appears that he made it a bit easier, obviously making that clear. I don't know if that's just because he learned the level better or whether it's because he let them land and managed to find a way through. But Doom is also making his way through, just avoiding these parachuting mushrooms, unfortunately collecting that last one, but going through it anyway, trying to cheese it and not being able to bounce forward. Once you drop, obviously losing your forward momentum and not able to bounce forward with the mushroom.
Indeed, he's seen the end, and his expression was like, aha, I know where the end is now. So he knows what he needs to do. Let's see how he accomplishes that goal. And it's taken him a lot less tries to get through this level. Oh, he's also going for the landing strat, and does very well, getting them all in a clump there. He is going to easily take this flagpole as Dimitri takes his, still tied up 6-6.
Yeah, I really just like that final little mushroom at the end there. It really just sort of tops off the end of that level. Doomsday actually setting the world record on it as well, as Dimitri goes into speedrun time.
Okay, seeing another on-off switch type speedrun. So far, no trolls, which is glad news for our runners.
Yeah, I was having a quick look, see if there's any cheese over the top there, but obviously not.
No, this
All the way to
level
the top.
creator knows what they're doing, I think, to prevent the cheese. We see so many levels where you can just jump on top of the on-off switches that it's quite ridiculous sometimes. Oh, Dimitri taking that flagpole, getting himself 1 point up on Doomsday, but not for long. Doomsday taking it, still tied, now 7-7.
Yeah, Doomsday actually taking the Lakitu cloud there and just make his way to the end of the level. You'd think I could say it by now, but apparently not.
No, it's my fault. Dyslexia is spreading, it's contagious.
But he finds the cloud to be useless, getting him at nowhere.
Dimitri on a puzzle level here, checking to see if he can sort out what needs to happen next. And, Laticus! Okay, I'm surprised.
Me, I've started something here. I regret it.
Oh no! Dimitri looking to figure out how to solve this. No, Doomsday! Trying to go for cheese and punished for his efforts. They're forced to restart that level. And
you need to start considering whether you're going to keep going with this puzzle level, because if you don't clear it quickly and if you don't pass this level quickly, then it's going to give Doom that opportunity to also meet this level, and he can skip it with much less thought than Dimitri, with just 3 minutes on the clock left.
Yeah, indeed.
Got to ask, how much more time can you put into it?
I feel the same. If I had a level like this, I'd be like, immediate skip, you know. I don't want to try to work out the hidden elements. As we saw, there are Kaizo blocks in this level. What else is hidden that may prevent progress? So he's spending a very long time on this level without having the immediate solution.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen Doomsday just getting through that form section and clearing the level and taking the lead now at 8-7. And with just 2.5 minutes on the clock, you've got to ask, how much more time is Dimitri going to spend trying to work out this puzzle?
Indeed. They both have plenty of skips, and I'm really surprised that Dimitri hasn't done this. Maybe it's the temptation of seeing the goal on the very first screen of this level and thinking, oh yes, I'll just solve it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's actually trying to just get himself on top of those, what were hidden blocks, to just jump over that final bit and just get whatever the puzzle actually is supposed to be. There it is. just got to get through that block and clear the level. Dimitri there pulling back the tie at the last second. Doomsday has blocked off that option by hitting an extra hidden block and therefore unable to proceed as he kills himself throwing a shell against that wall.
We see Doomsday looking to the side there, possibly looking at how much time there is left in this game and seeing if he can possibly skip this level or not. He's choosing to keep on going forward. Maybe he's going to try the same cheese that Dimitri went for. Oh, well, he's blocked off that option again, as you said. Meanwhile,
There seems to
Dimitri...
be a big arrow where that original Cooper spawned saying throw it up. I don't know. I have to play with the level myself to have any idea of what to do there because I cannot see the solution just looking at it.
Dimitri needing to kill 4 thwomps in his level. And whoa, wow. That scared the fuzz off of me. I'm like, whoa, angry thwomp. Ow. Dangerous.
Yeah, I definitely would not have enjoyed walking into that situation. That was quite horrific as he kills all 3 of those thwomps with 1 pals and just needs to make his way to the end of the level now. He needs to find it.
He has only 2 seconds on his clock and can he make it? Maybe. Timer keep being paused. Can you make it to the pole? And he does! Wow! 1 point ahead on Doomsday. And Doomsday having 22 seconds to get through the level. He's still puzzling it out. He might be able to make it if he can get that same cheese as Dimitri did.
Yeah, but to be honest, he hasn't even looked at that sort of cheese yet. And with 10 seconds on the clock, I don't think he's going to make it. But... you know, the level creator here has obviously created something quite special, and he's given the level a great name in Show Me Why, which is just, you know, leading to the best song ever. And there is definitely something to throw the shell up there. There's a spring sideways on the top of that mushroom stalk, and I want to know where it goes. But Dimitri has taken that second set.
They are tied at 1 win apiece now. Wow, this is so close. It's so exciting. My goodness. So both players looking at... No, Dimitri's looking at that level, and they're both checking clears just to make sure they have the correct number of points. And the official score is 9-8 in Dimitri's favor.
It seems like just seeing that Dimitri also managed to get through that puzzle, throwing his hand in the air. I mean, this set clear for Dimitri is massive. I mean, if we talk just purely about statistics and numbers, like we said at the start of this match, you know, Dimitri has an average clear of 7.8 every 15 minutes, and Doom sitting on 8.6. There's actually a 74% chance, statistically, that Doomsday Pi was going to take this win. So Dimitri taking this set is huge. It is exactly the sort of gameplay that we expected from Dimitri, but statistically speaking, is still quite a surprise.
Indeed, and I wonder if it's just this final game of this session of the competition that's kind of spurring him on. I know he did really well last week as well, or was it the week before? But we've just seen him improve in leaps and bounds, and it's been really thrilling to see him get to this point and take on Doomsday in a really exciting match so far.
Yeah, and as Dimitri said many times, this is almost a grudge match for him, having previously lost to Dooms 3 times in the past year or so. It's, you know, Dimitri really wants to prove how much of a distance he has come as a player.
Indeed, both players are now talking about which levels they need to go to, and hopefully we will get started with the next set in just a few seconds here.
I want to see Super Zelda Maker, not just the level, because the level looks great, but also a game. How cool would that be? Like, the dungeon creator thing in the new Link's Awakening was, it was in the game, is what we'll say. You know, Mum said, never say something nice and don't say anything at all. But I'd like to see a proper Zelda Maker at some point. That'd be so cool.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be really cool. I'm really so excited to see the new changes that have come to Super Mario Maker 2 in the last update. I would never have imagined that we'd get so much in one huge chunk like that. I feel like Nintendo's kind of been like, releasing a tiny dribble at a time. And I know they said this is their last major update, but hopefully we can still hope for something. Maybe a smaller update after this, but this has just been incredible to see, like, all the
Yes.
new power-ups.
So much added. I mean, I personally, I'm so glad to see the Koopalings finally in the game. It's really helping me with my level creation and my, one for each world now, and then Bowser for the end. It's like the dream. But a lot of people were looking for that SM2 stuff, and finally having it is probably huge to them. I personally am happy it wasn't part of the theme. I like how it's more all together. But Doomsday is not going to be finding out anything about that level, taking a skip immediately.
Wow. Meanwhile, Dimitri still kind of trying to figure it out. See where it goes here. Seeing that superstar floating off to the right, and not gonna chance it. Instead, going upward, and seeing if he can find the solution that way. Meanwhile, Doomsday in a maze. Well, not an exact maze, but it's definitely one way to go here as he's bouncing off this swamp, having to avoid a lot of stuff here, seeing that goal, and takes a very quick clear within 1 minute of the match start. Dimitri's still struggling here with those skewers. My goodness.
Yeah, there are skewers coming from all directions, just everywhere.
Those bullets are so menacing. Oh, the claw even caught one of them. Oh dear. Meanwhile, Doomsday sparing himself the agony of that particular level. Oh, and Dimitri caught between a bullet and a skewer. Pointies on both ends, and he dies. Doomsday, meanwhile, on a fast track level there between lots of spikes. Oh, and takes that clear.
Flag. Really good work from Doomsday there. Really precise sort of level. I can't believe Dimitri's still trying to find his way through this unique level.
I was going to say miserable level, but sure. Unique is fine. Words. We can all use words. Oh my gosh, poor Dimitri. If only he knew that there were 2 very quick clears after this one, I'm sure he might have thought about skipping. Doomsday looking like he's maybe on a troll level there with those nice, tasty power-ups. Are there Kaizo blocks? Yes, there are. And he falls for the cheese there. Well, cheese as in mouse cheese. The surprise present at the end of a trap. Yes. Dimitri looking like he's making progress, though. Hopefully he will get somewhere. These very interestingly placed skull platforms there. There is all kinds of stuff going on. I feel like we're in Mario Maker 101 over here.
Oh, but he made it back. I thought he'd fallen to his doom, but he managed to make it back. That is genuinely impressive.
He did. And Doomsday
taking another clear, 3-0 up now. This is massive.
Indeed. Wow. Just wow.
A poor clear Dimitri. A minute for Doom. What a huge leave.
I think that, we talked about it before, that the players are not able to see where each other is and what the score is during the match. And I feel like if Dimitri was able to see Doomsday getting point after point after point, he surely would have skipped this level by now. This seems like a very, very big tactical mistake here. He is, 3.5 minutes in, and he hasn't cleared 1 level yet. Oh, no.
Yeah, there's got to be some point, but also Dimitri might think he knows how to do it, and I mean, he clearly doesn't, but that knowledge in his head might be making him think, I put so much time into this, I can just beat this level. It's that sunk cost fallacy that you see so many players fall foul to.
Indeed. And it definitely is not worth it. Oh my goodness. I'm just like on the edge of my seat. Please, Dimitri, skip, please.
Doomsday, however, is just choosing the wrong door as he just gets put into a gap between 2 pipes and dropped to his death.
And Dimitri finally skipping that level a tiny bit late, but hopefully he can clear the next levels fairly quickly. And Doomsday finding himself a Yoshi to bounce on top of those dangerous bits and pieces there. All right, we're having the Koopa Air Express here, and finds another clear. It's now 4-0 in Doomsday's favor.
Yeah, but this lead now, you know, in 5 minutes, Doomsday has taken 4 clears and built up a really strong lead against Dimitri. That one clear that Dimitri's pulled back still means he has a mountain to climb in front of him, and this is a huge lead for Doomsday Pie at this point in the game.
Indeed, Doomsday is going to have a major mistake or a level that he just doesn't want to, our players often sink their teeth into levels, and Doomsday's going to have to find one he doesn't want to let go in order for Dimitri to catch up. But that's not very likely. Doomsday is a very tactical player and skips when he needs to. So
yeah, Doomsday known to be quite aggressive with his skips at times, often seeing any world record over a minute and considering the skip every time.
Doomsday expertly going through this level, avoiding the trolls after some knowledge gaining, and finding that clear very, very quickly. It's now 5-1 in his favor. Dimitri now on that very technical level where it requires a very expert jump, just missing it.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't get over how long Dimitri put into that level. Over 4 minutes that he put over into that level that he just couldn't seem to work out, and he didn't even get the clear from that level to make up for the time that he put into it. As Doomsday there going through a key door that says thanks. You'd think it's the end of the level, but instead it just seems to be to an opera of cannonballs waiting to kill you. Slowly sinking down and taking the flag at the same time as Dimitri, making his precise jump through that spiky slot.
I'm so glad to see Dimitri getting some points here. Hopefully he can skip carefully. And, well, he's now on Troll Heaven 2.0. My goodness. Meanwhile, Doomsday going on to another level here, which has a clear condition of grabbing at least 150 coins. He does not look happy at all about this turn of events, but maybe the level will impress him otherwise.
Dimitri paused on the edge of that little clip into where the power-ups are. He knew that there was not going to be a way back out for him, and he had a moment to think as he then dropped in anyway, finding that superstar and making his way through. Just got to find his way past this wall with the spikes.
Finding that feather. Hooray! And I think he spent much less time on this level than Doomsday, but let's see if he can still catch up. We still have over 7 minutes, so he might be able to work some kind of miracle, but not with Doomsday.
Doomsday clearing like that. Another clear for Doomsday. Really, really impressive work. It is great to see Dimitri getting through these levels quickly. It is showing how close they are in skill level, but also putting a real importance on when you take your skips and how you use your skips, and really reminding players that, or the audience and players, that tactical decision means so much, as Dimitri almost saving it, but finding a Kaizo block, pushing him down off the screen.
Indeed, Doomsday in a world of Goombas and ghosts. Oh, wow, and drops straight to his death there. Meanwhile, Dimitri taking a skip on that one. Moving on to an underground level.
Yeah, it's tough for Dimitri. You know, when you start seeing levels like that where there are hidden blocks, you lose trust and faith in the level creator and how honest their level actually is. The one he's in now, obviously showing how great a good, honest level creator can be, until he stopped trusting them and jumped over that cannonball. But it's showing that a good level designer can build a level that can work. But those hidden blocks causing that sort of loss of trust, and where he'd already spent so much time in that previous level, he didn't really have the time to waste trying to work out how to beat that next level.
Indeed, Doomsday going past the Hammer Brother carousel over here and trying to get that fire flower, getting at least a tiny damage boost. It's moving on. Dimitri taking his clear 7-4, still in Doomsday's favor. There's quite a few minutes left, so we'll see how they get on. But oh, Dimitri going for that underwater level with the opera of cannonballs, as I believe you described.
No. That level creator on Doomsday's side, I shake my finger at you. That was terrible. There was a 1-block gap in those spikes that you had to spot. That is unacceptably unfair. Gosh.
Well, Doomsday would disagree since his expertise got him right through that gap. Dimitri getting a tiny bit smushed by those cannons and cannonballs, but he sees the end, knows he can make it very easily. Meanwhile, Doomsday needing to race this thwomp through those breakable blocks. I wonder if the timer is tight or if it's just to provide a tiny bit of pressure there.
Yeah, I mean, a good timer can do that without having to be tight itself. It can just add enough pressure on to put the runner in a position that they're rushing a little bit faster than they could do and making a couple of mistakes.
Dimitri not having as deft of swimming skills today as Doomsday has been. I think Doomsday, did he clear it on the first or second go?
He got straight through that part of the cannonballs there, but I think it was more to do with the speed that he dropped down. He didn't wait at any point, he just went straight down before any of the cannons had a chance to spawn their bullets. Whereas Dimitri there, as you see, swimming back up, which gives a massive bullets, big waves of bullets, in fact, coming towards him with those bullet bills just swinging around and killing him. But Doomsday dropping another axe and taking another clear, now with a 5 clear lead.
He's definitely feeling confident with that many points. 9 points so far. He knows he's got to be ahead here. And Dimitri, unfortunately, giving Bowser the advantage here. But finally, can he make it? Yes, he's got the pole. Increases his score by 1, 9-5. Still in Doomsday's favor. I don't know if he'll be able to make it quite that back high up to that kind of score as Doomsday's showing us. It's going to be rough times here.
Yeah, Doomsday on a level there where you've got to build up quite a bit of momentum on top of those spinies to get across that relatively large gap. And with the lighting being terrible, because it's a terrible level theme, it's quite a tough jump to make. And Dimitri finding out the hard way that one did not have a parachute.
The Doomsday going across those spinies. Dimitri seeing that has a whole wall of coins, just needing to get 150 for the clear condition, now running straight through. But Doomsday running through his tape over there, 10 clears to 5.
It's just such a huge lead that Doomsday built up from that early point where Dimitri spent so much time in that first level that I have to say, I'm not surprised that the gap hasn't sort of started closing again. As Dimitri drops Yoshi to his death, that is sad to see.
Well, sacrifices have to be made, unfortunately. Doomsday in an interesting little, possibly a puzzle level here. Didn't get a chance. Oh, but skipping that one immediately. Going on to the next thing. 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. Doomsday at 10 clears. He's got an easy 20-second challenge ahead of him.
Doesn't seem to be much of a challenge on his screen, though, as he now makes his way through another spiny jump level.
He's probably like, I just did this, except in the dark. My goodness. Oh, wow, that blind jump was really rough. That is not kind to the player at all.
Yeah,
My
absolutely
goodness.
no indicator there. Really harsh jump to expect a player to make, as Dimitri now dropping into the right-hand pipe to see where it takes him. And he is now at the Hammer Bro Fireflower, avoiding all the power-ups to make his way into this. You see that one, well, there's 2 spikes missing, to be fair, and Dimitri not seeing it, but seeing it once he sees the pipe, making his way through, and that's the end of that level for him. Getting another clear, bringing it up to 7-10 now, starting to close that gap as Doomsday reopens it, 11-7.
Wow. I bet Doomsday's feeling good with that kind of score, but he may not be certain because he knows Dimitri's an excellent player and he could easily be at that number himself. He doesn't know about Dimitri's taking such a long time on that first level.
Yeah, real shame there. Dimitri now going into Indiana Jones, which we saw Doomsday clear previously as the form slowly destroys everything on the stage. But Dimitri getting quite a good lead against the Thwomp now, just making his way over these conveyor belts and pushing on forward. I wonder how far you'd have to get ahead to off-screen that Thwomp, or if it's possible in this level.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by Doomsday's level. We had this sort of direction in the beginning, which was like a recycle symbol or possibly rock, paper, scissors with Goombas and moles and other things. And I'm trying to figure out if it must be it's kind of a puzzle level where he needs to figure out how to get through, but not for Doomsday. He makes a face at that and moving on to the next one with only 25 seconds left.
Doomsday already having played too many puzzle levels for himself tonight. Dimitri just not fast enough to beat the Thwomp on that vertical section, and taking a death as it squashes him between a rock and a spiky place.
Dimitri racing the downward Thwomp this time. Trying to get through, trying to get that extra point, but time is up. And final score here is going to be 11-7 in Doomsday's favor. He now takes the second win of this match and putting himself one ahead. We're going to 4 matches, best of 7. So there's more to come. I'm really anxious to see if Dimitri can catch up. Maybe he can get his mindset back again and get some more confidence here. Because we've seen he is capable of taking on Doomsday.
Yeah, and we've seen Dimitri take down some of the best players that we've got playing around us. We've seen him beat players like Chocobo. We've seen him beat players like Little Curbs. He's come through in huge games, and I hope that he sees some way to bring this one back. Doom now with a whole set advantage over Dimitri. This is starting to look like a closer and closer game every single round as Dimitri going back into that first round just to boo it.
Wow. But to be fair, it was his choice to stay on that level. Nobody made him stay there.
As we go into stalactites and magmites.
Interesting.
It's not stalactites, stalactites and magmites. Obviously, suffering to the character limit in the level title there.
Yes, indeed.
Only 23 seconds on the world record though, and only 100 plays, so could go anywhere.
Yeah, both players readying themselves. We have the countdown in Discord, getting ready to start. Doomsday looking on his side monitor there. Oh,
here we go as we go into stalactites and magmites. I think it's quite a creative way to shorten them, but they have to defeat 5 chain chomps to get through this level. With a very short world record time. It'd be interesting to see. Oh,
they got heated up by that lava. Hello, needing to get those power ups in the correct order in order to get to the second section here. Wow, I love jumping through the icicles with such joy, just deleting them with that superstar. Now they have to, try to get those chain chomps, and they have no more superstar power left. There is a superstar right there, though. Pipe
there,
with.
I see.
Nice.
I think they're not seeing it and starting over. Maybe thinking he has to get it all in one go.
Indeed, Dimitri wisely coming back down from there, and running out of a star, getting a second one now from that top pipe. Doomsday knocking them down with the shell. That's a bit harder, but Dimitri taking that first clear there. Doomsday also seeing the axe underneath the lava. Both tied 1-1 now.
Yeah, and I mean, this is partly why we love overtime when they're playing the same level, is you can see them take the same challenge in a different way. And there, obviously, Dimitri finding that extra star power, but Doom finding that you can drop the shell on top of that Thwomp there to crush to crush it against the ground and kill them that way. So even though he ran out of star power and didn't look for another one, he could still wipe out all of those chain chomps.
Yeah, I love seeing the various ways that our players solve problems and stuff. Ooh, Dimitri taking a quick skip there, not amused by all those clear pipes.
Yeah, clearly a bit salty from his lack of skip last time, not taking any risks this time, as Doomsday makes his way through the pipey. I'm not sure if it's a maze or whether it's just a lot of pipes.
And Dimitri taking a summer's day walk here in his level. Well, apparently the Goombas were not happy for him to walk alongside Gets killed in that one on this auto-scroll level, which I'm sure is probably fairly frustrating for him. And Dimitri not learning his lesson, like, you do not belong to our clan, Toad, we are the Goombas. Not walk between us.
Yeah, the only thing with these auto-scroll level is you are forced to take it at the rate the level creator has asked you to take it at. There's no way for you to push it forwards. There's no real way to race any faster than you are.
Doomsday still testing his luck with these key doors and many, many clear pipes. Going back and forth, getting keys. Finds a key door that goes somewhere else. Was not a double door. Now he just needs to find where he can get to that flagpole. And we're gonna try it.
How'd you get there?
He needs a green pipe to get there, which he hasn't gotten yet.
Definitely need to go through the subworld. But this is, I mean, I know he's put a lot of time into it, but there's got to be a point where you think, you know what, this isn't obvious enough for me to keep spending time on. There's another green pipe at the top there, but who knows where this clear pipe's going. The only good thing about clear pipes is the sound that they make.
You know, you would say that, you know, the thing about I've spent too much time on this level, I should skip it. But that isn't immediately obvious to people, as we have found out. Dimitri, 2-1 in clears, but Doomsday finding that flagpole. He looks like he's just like, yeah, finally found it. Why was it there? Why wasn't it there earlier? Tying it up there, 2-2. And Dimitri on a speedrunning level.
Yeah, I love watching them on these more typical speedrunning levels. It's a really good chance for them to show off just how precise these players are. As Dimitri making his way through quite a tough maze to hit that final flag, sliding through a row of Goombas.
Let's see how Doomsday does on a summer's day. See if he falls prey to those Goombas. I feel like Dimitri lost a lot of time to those Goombas, and but later in the level, he was definitely playing more cautious, as you noted, because the auto-scroller doesn't allow you to go faster.
Yeah, Doom actually taking a death on his first run of it, because rather than just letting the Goombas be, he chose to go for every single kill on every Goomba, and one popped him into that Koopa Trooper above. But now making his way through a little bit slower, as Dimitri using the backslash with the catsuit there to really gain some decent speed, and then losing the catsuit through the yellow spike block timers.
Right, Dimitri electing to go through a P-switch timer instead of throwing them all behind him. We'll see if that was the correct decision in a minute. Does he need one of those P-blocks? Oh, wow, there's a tiny bit of trolliness over here. He could have gotten very easily smushed by that block.
Yeah, that second one not giving him a smush, but just trapping him in. But Dimitri avoiding all of it and putting that Toad flag up as Doomsday, raises the Luigi flag on his stage 2. 4-3.
Both players moving on. And this is very, very close again. Pretty exciting. We have Sky landing on Dimitri's side.
I guess that's something to do with you somehow.
Possibly, though I tend not to have fireballs and saws in the sky. You never can tell.
There was a cat paw though, and cats are very much your sort of thing.
Yeah, that could be too. But Dimitri getting, eaten alive there at the very end. Very short level, but he now knows what's going on here, and hopefully he can dodge those bullets to take the tape. And there he goes, Doomsday also taking it. One clear lead maintained, but both going up in score. 5-4, Dimitri in the lead.
Yeah, Dimitri obviously looking like he's going to be putting a higher clear total than he did at last round. And we just have to see how Doomsday keeps up with this competitive game that Dimitri's putting down for this set. Goes into a Japanese level, and Doomsday making his way now through the castle that Dimitri was in previously.
Dimitri looking like we have a typical speedrun level, though the timer is quite long. So kind of you can take your time on the speedrun. An interesting trail of coins, which looks kind of lazy from the creator's point of view. But he's expertly avoiding those munchers and avoiding getting bitten there.
Yeah, I feel like those coins were almost suggesting that Toad should fly over the top. Dimitri bringing the spring with him to avoid having to make that triple jump though, which is made a bit easier as he finally finds that flag again at the exact same time that Doom is maintaining that one clear lead, now 6-5.
And both characters jubilant at the finish there. So we move on to the next level. We have one called Go on Dimitri's side. Some tiny bit of pixel art there. Oh, nice. We need to defeat 3 Laticus. Woohoo.
Yeah, that's I'll tell you what, I'll leave you to saying that, and I'll just remain silent for a little bit as we watch Doomsday make his way through this 10-second speedrun
Oh,
in the
you
sky.
have no idea. In the last game, I was going to say, you know, those clouds, those coins in the sky were reminiscent that maybe we should find a Latiku to fly over. Oh no, Doomsday getting smushed by the bullets there and forced to start over. Dimitri killing those enemies from the sky, trying to go for cheese, but not able to, and ending up in a interesting container there.
Yeah, once those Lakitus are killed, you'd think it was the end of the level, but still something to work out. But Doomsday now taking that clear and clearing that tape, on that 10-second level, actually tying up the game between them now, as these Lakitus are actually throwing fireballs, which is quite amusing to see as well.
Indeed. Dimitri going under the sea there, hopefully gonna find the end. There it is, there's the flag. And he increases his score, adding a 1-point advantage to his play here. Doomsday, meanwhile, going through the speedrun level with the interesting coin trails.
Yeah, he chose to fireball those piranha plants instead of spinning over the top of them like Dimitri did, which means he's kept his fireball suit, or fire flower suit, for this part of the level. We'll see if he takes up a spring like Dimitri did, or keep the power like he has done so far. Not that it matters, because he can just jump over these and damage boost over the top anyway.
Dimitri electing to skip that airship level. And Doomsday taking another clear, tying it up 7-7.
Yeah, really odd level now that Dimitri's in, as the P-Switch releases Bowser and a Fire Flower as well. And there is another big stack of Goombas there.
Wow. Just wow.
I'm pretty sure you're going to need that Fire Flower to break a hole in that wall of Goombas, as Bowser just jumps to his death. Dimitri actually waiting for the P-Switch, and then finding a hidden block. The level creator knew that they were going to wait, and immediately knocking them back to the ground.
This is a pretty rough level. Forced to wait on the P-Switch timer there, which is always a frustration, I think. And now he gets that thing. Maybe he can wait for them to walk off the edge, and he does.
So many of them. And then a precise jump to finish the level, and obviously not knowing it was there, had no chance to realign his jump. We'll see how Doomsday gets on with these Calictus, as he's now in this level as well. He did actually just clear all 3 of them a second ago, but couldn't find his way to the end, finding himself in that same trap that Dimitri was in not so long ago.
Dimitri taking that damage boost. The Fire Flower was definitely worth it there. Taking that clear, it's now 8-7 in his favor. Doomsday finding the underground passage with the water, and he will also be taking that clear. Power. Tagged with puzzle solving though, which is never what you want to see in a race, as Doomsday now getting that clear, 8-8 with 3 minutes 40 left on the clock. Oh, this is close. My goodness, this is exciting. And he skips that level. That is Dimitri's 3rd skip by my counting. And as Doomsday goes on to the next one. Bowser Jr. strikes back. Let's see if Doomsday goes to this airship level. This is one that Dimitri skipped not too long ago.
Yeah, using the airship mechanics there, where the items act as if they're in a low gravity situation, whereas the player will act in normal gravity, which gives you these weird sort of interactions, as you saw there, that Doomsday can throw one POW and then jump on top of it as he makes his way over the top of that piranha plant. Oh no! The POW hitting the ground destroyed that shell. Using the dry bones to bounce over a Bowser Jr., and now another one of these power jumps that I was talking about. For level creators out there, that setup does create some really interesting momentum. So if you're looking at a speedrun level, it's good fun to do as Dimitri clears up his level, regaining his lead.
Yeah, it does. I find that it looks really cool. Like, as a watcher, it's like, wow, that's neat. And Doomsday easily clearing that level, bringing up the tie back again. It's now 9-9, and Doomsday has all of his skips, I believe. And so he's a very, very big advantage in comparison to Dimitri. Dimitri's going to have to hope that all the next levels are kind to him.
He really, really is. And with 2 minutes on the clock, you kind of just want that emergency skip in case you walk into a level with a 120 plus world record, just so you can get through it. We'll see how Doomsday makes his way through this piece, which we'll see if he gets hit by the same hidden block, because he doesn't even make the hook on his jump and falls down.
Dimitri, meanwhile, in a troll level, which is not good news for him. He's going to have to really get his anti-trolling skills up to par here and hopefully find a way to get past this level. There's not a lot of time left, so we may still see a tiebreaker, but so far Doom's in the advantage here. Oh wow, a find the hidden block. Yay, level. We love those. We love those. Much excitement. Hurrah!
Instead of progressing forward through the level, Doomsday decided to have a little bit of play around with the Bowser and end up getting bounced off the level. He has also bounced his head on that hidden block and fallen down, and now he knows it's there. We'll see how he gets on with this massive stack of Goombas. As Dimitri, not in the level he wants to be in a race, that is for sure. I mean, I personally, I'm known for my troll levels, I'm known for that sort of thing, and I love troll levels, but not in a race setting, as Doomsday actually damage boosting through that precise jump to clear out that level.
Indeed, and the advantage is definitely his. Dimitri's going to have to find the ending really fast in order to tie this up. Rough times.
A stack of Goombas sounds like an incredibly well-balanced breakfast meal.
Oh, do you like eating Goombas? Oh,
well,
Dimitri.
Chat certainly do. Dimitri finds some weird-looking cheese in this level, but there seems to be nothing else apart from just those 2 blocks.
Oh. Has he been to the right side here before? Has he done that yellow jump before? Oh,
I
maybe he has.
believe so, because we've been round this loop far too many times.
Meanwhile, Doomsday allowed to skip that one, but he doesn't get far as time is up, and we have a final score there of 10-9 in Doomsday's favor. So he is going to take that 3rd win. One more win, and Doomsday will be our 3rd place champion.
Yeah, best of 7 game. Dimitri still got the opportunity to pull it back. We could still go to a 7-set game here, but with Doomsday on those 3 clear leads, 3 set, he is taken a good lead and is well positioned to secure himself 3rd place.
Indeed. Both players now looking what their next level is, kind of comparing, so that we can start in a synchronized fashion here. And we are going to Matrix, I believe.
Have to see how similar to the movies it is.
Indeed.
Fly like Michael Jordan being the description, and I'm not sure that's...
Well then.
Fair enough.
This is some version of the Matrix we have never seen before. This is going to be thrilling. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be like, Crouching Tiger or Hidden Jordan. It's fine. Oh, wow. There are many enemies here. Bowser's outdone himself.
Dimitri finds a gap in all these enemies somehow and falls into lava, even though there are more enemies than there are pixels on the screen at the moment.
Indeed, Doomsday getting through it easily, taking the first acts of this particular game. It is now 1-0 in his favor. Dimitri starting over yet again. Hopefully he can clear this level quickly and get on to the next one.
Yeah, it's tough. If you fall onto that bottom row of bullet bills, you have got a big climb to get back up, as Dimitri thought he died, then thought he'd survived, and then knew he died once again.
Doomsday exploring the castle next. He's given a power-up, going past some dry bones. Not too difficult so far. Looks pretty standard. We'll find out where the expert in this expert level comes in here shortly, I have no doubt. And Dimitri takes his axe, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, a fair bit slower than Doom, and Doom gaining an early lead in this set. And we'll have to see how this goes from here on as he makes his way over some still not particularly challenging platforms.
Indeed. There's got to be some zinger at the end. But Doomsday leaps right over it, sending Bowser and his young son into the lava to bake. Life is worse.
Sometimes you see levels that are just destined to fall down the rankings, as that would be almost guaranteed to fall into normal pretty soon.
Indeed. Doomsday taking the world record on that, and Dimitri probably not gonna have any issue with this at all, so it's gonna be an easy clear for him. Doomsday momentarily in a 1 clear lead as he goes on to the next level.
Yep,
which is
3D world castle level with a snake block that he has chosen to not ride on and still having to wait for it. Oh, as Cat Bowser.
Did he ground pound that Cat Bowser and the cat fell down?
Yeah, I've never seen that before. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Wow, that is so cool. Dimitri taking his clear, and Doomsday another clear. Doomsday maintaining his lead of 1. It's now 3-2.
I've never seen that with Cat Bowser before. I'm still trying to get over it, to be honest. You know, he jumped up onto that block, and I didn't know you could ground pound them back off it. I just thought Doomsday was going to have to move.
I have never seen that before either. That's why I remarked on it. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. Very cool. All right, Doomsday up against some thwomps here, needing to not jump, mostly. Unless it's your final one.
Quick thank you for the cheer there from Nesberg, another one of our casters here, and often casting actually with her family. And I believe that her 8-year-old is enjoying a birthday with these finals today as well. So what a great day for a family event.
Both players taking the clear there. It's now 4-3. Still Doomsday in the lead. And
A
Doomsday
9-second world record on this level that Dimitri's looking at. Reached the goal without landing.
Yeah, those are the angry thwomps that Doomsday cleared very, very quickly. Just getting on that box at the right time and leaping for the flag. And
Definitely.
Dimitri tying it up.
Not a challenging level, as Doom in some sort of weird killing machine for those Goombas there. They weren't stacked into that nice balanced breakfast that we talked about earlier. Instead, just falling foul to the ice blocks, falling on top of them. That Boom Boom has wings on his ears. That is beautiful.
It's the most curious. It's like Bowser's sort of like pet emporium here. All the monsters in tiny little cages where they can't possibly do harm to our players. But Dimitri skipping and Doomsday both skipping. They are now on the next level, almost synchronized in their starts.
Yeah, good time to be using your first skip, sort of 5 minutes down, a third of the way through the round. You know, it's a good chance to sort of reset yourself as they're still in the same level together. 4-4, Dimitri actually making it through the pipe sooner, but Doomsday skipping out, taking his second one, not dealing with that desert theme.
Yeah, Dimitri having no problem so far getting through this, just easily clearing each of the areas here, using tools and slopes at his disposal to get further. Looks like he's progressing really well, and Doomsday looking like he's probably on a music level. We can't hear if there's music or not. We don't get sound in our feed, but I hope it's entertaining for the audience. Wow, that's a very impressive looking ship. That looks great.
It really is, as Doomsday salutes.
Aw.
You know, but these bombs now coming down, they will obviously destroy your ship as you make your way through. Luckily, however, in the only level theme where you can throw things upwards in an attempt to protect yourself, as there are so many cannonballs coming down to destroy this pirate ship.
Doomsday has decided to have a whole little, oh no, his menagerie killed him there. And he's forced to start over. And this is an auto-scroll level. Let's see how long Doom stays on this level.
Dimitri not being patient enough to wait for the ship to form and holding forwards as he comes out of the little slowdown lift here, which caused him to miss the ship completely.
Doomsday standing on the prow a la Titanic, just waiting for his peach to come. Well, bombs are coming instead, and he dies instantly to that one, giving him a tiny little explosive kiss. Meanwhile, Dimitri, his first time on the ship here, gonna try to figure out what he needs to do. No! And missing that bomb, probably because of momentum, perhaps. And both players still loyal to this level here. Neither are skipping.
Yeah, it takes a good 15 seconds to get through this setup for the ship, which isn't in any way to take away from the level creator. This is an incredible setup to a level, and the ship is just incredible, but in a race, that is a lot of time to be spending just waiting for a ship to sort of form.
Doomsday excavating that mushroom. He wants his power up, so he's gotten it now. And hopefully he can save the rest of his ship from these very
Dimitri just you got Dimitri just cowering in the corner.
That's so sad. I hope someone can reach him. Ooh, that's gonna be hard to get out of. No.
That's a little
Dimitri's
flamey bombs
worried about
zooming across the track. How is he gonna get out of this?
No, Doomsday on a volley from an enemy ship hitting him, and he's still starting over. He's not even skipping yet. He's invested so much time into this level. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Dimitri finding that wall of bombs also bouncing him into that floating bomb above, as he also chooses to start over. Another 100 seconds at least going into this level. We don't know how much is after it as well.
Indeed. I think we've seen Doomsday get the furthest with those just walls of lit bombs coming toward the ship. And we'll see if they can get further than that. It seemed like a finale to me from a, I don't know, a movie standpoint, if we're going Titanic all on this ship here. But we still don't know exactly what's going on with this.
I would be worried if they had an iceberg up in the sky theme there. But Dimitri has skipped out of it, not willing to waste any more time waiting for that ship to form, as he goes into the flaming hot jungle where he must get through the whole level without taking any damage.
Ooh. Wow, this is a lot of... You know, you'd think that the the water would douse the flames. No, and he takes an early death there. Doomsday finding the end, sailing his ship into the harbor and grabbing the 5th clear. He's against Dimitri, who has 4, one behind there.
Yeah, and you've got to remember as well, Dimitri took that skip, so not only is Doomsday now a clear ahead, but also he has that skip advantage. So if he doesn't like the look of this level, for example, or any other level, he can skip it, whereas Dimitri is going to have to force his way through, although the flaming hot jungle has had its flames doused by Dimitri's careful platforming.
Indeed. Really fast clear on that one. Only took him a couple of tries. Doomsday is still learning about this level.
Yeah, there's quite a lot to watch, actually.
I like the title, Run, Forest, Run, and we're in a forest theme here in the level. One wonders if the trees have legs.
Well, that one-up definitely did, as it drowns itself.
Indeed. And we're seeing a lot of, I guess, irrelevant pieces to this level here. I think maybe we're dealing with a new level creator who's putting in interesting bits and pieces there. Dimitri so far just able to run through very quickly. Doomsday taking his clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to make the same point. Doomsday has taken that clear and regained his 1 clear lead in this set. If this doesn't change soon, this could be the end of this game, as Doomsday only needs 1 more set to win. he enters Run, Forest, Run with Dimitri.
And he's doing his daily exercises and emulating the running movement there. Dimitri, a tiny bit ahead here in the level. Of course, Doomsday not having a lot of the knowledge that Dimitri has gained through his practice here. And Dimitri taking that flag, tying it up now 6-6.
But Doomsday making a really impressive blind run through this level. Unfortunately, dying there towards the end. But, you know, a really, really impressive first run. The timer is very tight, though. So it does come down to a bit of knowledge as well. And missing that on-off switch is not going to help you with that timer.
Nope. And Doomsday is going to find out about that timer right now. Time's up for him, needing to start over there. And Dimitri on a hurry up and wait level, needing to get that bomb at the right time. And he does clears it easy.
Easy. Wow, that was quick. I am really shocked at how easy Dimitri made that look. That timing on that second bomb throw had to be near perfect, as Doomsday unable to run like Forrest Gump and choosing to use his last skip on that level.
So Dimitri in the lead right now, and both have no more skips. Dimitri on a small 20-second challenge, and Doomsday needing to get these bombs into their right places so he can catch up.
Oh, taking a very different tactic, but it worked, and he very rapidly clears that level. 7 clears apiece now. Wow.
Wow, that was great.
You know, I said Dimitri made that look easy, but Doomsday just seeing that little opportunity there has just made it look even easier.
Indeed. And Dimitri on a very, very thrilling level, composed of a clear pipe. How is this an expert? Well, Dimitri doesn't care. He's taking another clear.
Really, really tough to decide whether you're going to get into that pipe or not. And that's why it's, it's an expert decision to get into that clear pipe. As we watch Doomsday, I'm so glad that I don't have the sound right now, because all I can hear is that noise as you make your way through the pipe.
Oh my gosh. And Doomsday
timed out.
See, that was the expert level thing you were talking about. Rough times here. Dimitri on an interesting section here. Another expert level we see taking another free clear. Wow, 9 now to 7 in Dimitri's favor. But Doomsday on a very couple of quick clears coming up. And he's just sitting back and relaxing as he goes through that pipe, taking the clear 1 up. There is only 1 point separating our players as we have less than a minute and a half to go. Dimitri on a level called 2. He just needs to defeat quite a lot of Hammer Brothers. 8 of them.
All 8. But getting a link suit and a dry bone shell straight away should be quite easy for him to traverse this lava, as he misses that Hammer Bro going back for him and losing his dry bone shell. That could be problematic depending on how this level is set out.
Indeed.
Oh,
wow.
No, it's not problematic because they're all just... Although Dimitri, unfortunately, not making it through the hail of hammers.
And Doomsday actually dying on that level. He soft-locked himself there, finding a Kaiser block and not able to progress. Does he need to use the bounce off of the on-off switch kind of bump to lift himself up? Is that what the tactic
That's
is?
what it appeared like Dimitri did, and that is what he's done to make way through it. So that has tied it up, as Dimitri now just having to avoid spikes, hammers, and everything, and just whack out those Hammer Bros and drop the axe, killing that final spike as well.
He's maintaining his lead. There are only 16 seconds left. Can Doomsday get that clear and bring it back to overtime? He has very few seconds. I don't know if he'll have enough time. We may see another match after this, and we will. Doom is not going to clear this level. We have 10-9 in Dimitri's favor. Wow, our players are making this really, really tight. So 2 wins to 3, Dimitri versus Doomsday. 1st to 4 is the one who wins.
Yeah, worth noting, throughout the whole of playoffs, not a single game has had 2 sets cleared on the losing side. They've all either been complete 3-0, 4-0 sweeps or 3-1, 4-1 games. So this is now really sort of matching up to one of the closer games that we have seen so far in playoffs.
Oh,
which, We knew it was going to happen. These guys are such great players.
This has been amazing to watch them both play. Just because of it's so close and it's just nail biting. Who is going to get the clear soonest? Can they get another one before the time is up? It's been so exciting to watch both of our players work this.
Yeah, so obviously chat have just seen who has joined us in the chat, and it is Ryukar himself who will be joining ALT to cast the final between the Beast and IPK, which obviously is due to start any minute now. As soon as this game finishes, we'll be looking into that final game between the two of them.
We're on a level called Super P Jump. And we are, wow, yep, getting a P Jump is our first order of business here. Both players needing to get this going so they can get to that exit right there. And both of them missing it.
Just trying to understand what's going on here. I think you need to P jump off the first one and then jump off the spawning one that will come out of the red pipe once that has spawned.
Wow, that makes it a lot more difficult. They need to clear quite a height here in order to make it on top of that red pipe there.
Yeah, but obviously being able to see the end must be so tantalizing for them.
Wow. I'm surprised neither has skipped it yet. They've already spent a full minute on this level. And neither has gotten close either.
It's just constant running, and it's really cute to watch them do it, as Dimitri deciding he can't do it and just skipping that level. I don't know how many of the audience out there have tried P-jumps themselves and how many of them are successful, but to line up two like that would be so difficult, and I reckon that'll be moving its way into Super Expert not too far away, just from the amount of people that will start over and skip it.
Yep, both players deciding to skip it, making that wise decision and not spending any more time on that. We've had situations where both players in this match have stayed a tiny bit too long on a level, and I think they both regretted it. So they are moving on. Dimitri, the very first to clear that second level, and he gets the first clear of this set.
I always like this theme with all the pipes. I think it looks very pretty.
Yeah, I like it too. It's very, level World 7 in Super Mario Brothers 3. When I was a kid, I played Super Mario Brothers 3, and that was one of my favorite worlds because of all the pipes. But I didn't get there that often, unfortunately. Didn't have as much time to devote.
I was going to say, Dimitri's in a more typical P-jump level without having to gain such height, as he now has to move this bomb forward, but...
No,
yeah, I mean, childhood gaming was so different. The skill levels we had was very different. I'm sure if you picked up SMM2 now, you'd smash it into World 7.
I would hope so. And Doomsday taking his clear, tying it up 1-1. Dimitri having one too many jumps on the cannonball before, or no, not a cannonball, it's a bomb. Pardon me. And keeping on going here.
Still thinking of that pirate ship level where they were acting as cannonballs.
Indeed.
Quite tough to make that second spin jump there, because you need to line the bomb up and make the jump there perfectly, as now he has a shell jump. Putting on a shell might just give himself that little bit of damage protection and making his way over the top. Where we'll see Yoshi.
For him there. Yay. And, no! Dimitri missing the jump off the edge, not able to get the height there, forced to start over, and Doomsday is also struggling with that bomb there. Luckily, Dimitri does have that checkpoint, and he doesn't have to start from the beginning, so he can take this shell jump and hopefully treat his Yoshi a tiny bit better. There he goes running, and poor Yoshi goes into the unknown. We'll try not to think of it as an abyss.
I still stand strong that any Yoshi sacrifices should be immediate disqualification.
No, but Yoshi's here to help us in life and in death.
But Doomsday choosing not to sacrifice his Yoshi, and unfortunately they both fell to their death because of it.
Indeed, Dimitri has the knowledge. They both have this checkpoint, so it's going to be very close. They know what they need to do here. Oh, and Dimitri running off the edge of that on-off block. Doomsday getting to the on-off blocks, seeing where he needs to go, and taking the take. There he goes, taking that second clear. It's now 2-1 in Doomsday's favor.
Yeah, that second on off is quite a tight jump to make there. But then with that little bit of a troll at the end, I thought that Doom had fallen, but luckily it was an anti-troll with quite a little funny spring at the end there. I quite like things like that in Mario when you think it's all gone wrong and it all comes back to you. It's just a nice little satisfying way to tie up a level.
Way to get your heart pounding, right? So, Doomsday, into the underground filled with magical trees growing up here. We have a clear pipe, which was so thrilling in one of those. Oh, and it's a troll! A trolley clear pipe. Not nice. Ooh. Dimitri checking the trees. Now Doomsday also checking his trees and see where he needs to go. Dimitri having to take that pipe of doom there. Unfortunately, Doomsday gonna look for a couple of hidden blocks.
Are we looking for a hidden key block? Because Dimitri has found the hidden blocks before the warp block, which is just infuriating to see as he gets his key, can make his way through the door. But Doomsday's skipping that level, and these are the sort of levels you hate to see when you're playing for a huge multitude of reasons. Dimitri just making it past that piranha plant, actually. But, you know, it's sad to see these sort of levels because Doom skipped it and Dimitri's made it on partial luck, really. And that skip could make a huge difference later in the game. Ooh, Dimitri taking a brave run there.
Yeah, struggling a bit with those icicles there. But Doomsday going on to a wintry night level there and almost to the flag, but gets spiked. No. Dimitri moving forward, though, in his level. And he's going to make a yellow jump. Oh, he sees some one-ups, but skips them and goes for that flag, giving himself another clear 3-2 in his favor.
Yeah, one clear lead there from Dimitri, but Doomsday clearing that up. I really do like the colours in the nighttime ice theme, but now 3 clears apiece. That skip there, giving Doomsday the chance to actually get a clear against his name, where he might have struggled to find that hidden key.
Indeed. Doomsday moving on to the middle. We'll see how how fast he can clear this level. He can really get an advantage here if he manages to get it on the first or second go.
Yeah, not many jumps left for Dimitri, just these few. Oh, didn't come off high enough from the Goomba as he lands on those spikes, not able to proceed with big spiky things through his legs. Doomsday making his way into this next level, and we'll see if he's able to sort of further build his lead.
That sounded so painful. Really rough and painful there. Dimitri skipping that last jump and going straight to the flag, taking another clear. He is now in the lead, 4-3 against Doomsday. Meanwhile, Doom is on this interesting adventure level. Fun, in quotation marks. Okay.
Yes, it is a sky level that's actually come up before. And I only remember that because I remember seeing Koopa U and Bismuth make their way through this level, and that shell jump over the pipe there that Doomsday took that only leads to a 30 coin, but looks like it might lead to more. So although Doomsday has found his way to the clear, he did lose himself a little bit of time that he didn't need to lose. This bit
Right
here,
now.
you might remember it, Catherine, because I'm near certain that you were with me at the time.
I believe so, yes. Yep, and I remember that potential cheese that turned it out to be a knot. And Dimitri quickly moving through this level. We are tied up in score at the moment, but Dimitri can easily take the win here, or the advantage, by just progressing through. Doomsday on a very dark level. I'm surprised he hasn't skipped it immediately. But Dimitri getting another clear ahead. Doomsday looks kind of worried when he was riding that skull train there. Rough times.
I really hate these sort of levels where you can't see. Although any level creators are out there that are looking to create a nighttime ghost house level like this one, if you tie the sound effect for the spotlight to Luigi or Mario or whomever it may be going through the level, you can actually use it like a flashlight. So if you crouch, it turns it on. So you can get some really interesting ghost levels.
Sounds fun. I didn't even notice the clear condition until I'm like, why didn't Doomsday jump over that saw? But he can't. He needs to not touch the ground after he jumps the first time. Oh my god, are we on the goose level again? Oh no! Dimitri is on the famous goose level, which we had in another match.
Yeah,
Don't know
the
if it's the
weaponized
same
goose
one.
as we get back to it. I remember this level being great fun to watch.
Oh, yes. See if Doomsday goes through this one. He has used 2 of his skips so far. That's probably why he hasn't skipped it. But I wonder if Dimitri remembers this level because he is getting... Oh, no! Gets hit by the wings shooting cannonballs at him. Oh,
Angry
no.
Goose, and I know that both of these players have seen this level before because I banged on about it for weeks on the Discord. But speaking of the Discord, if you do want to speak to any of us casters or the players, we're all quite active on the GSA Discord. If you type !Discord into the chat, it will give you the link to join and just have a chat with the community, really. We had some interesting comments from the Beast about how this final match is going to go yesterday, so all good fun.
Oh, yes.
But Doomsday's made his way through that Ghost House level and is now making his way into the Goose level at 5-5.
But does Dimitri remember how to clear the Goose level? I remember are there some like Kaizo blocks or something funky going on here?
It was the
exactly
snake
how to
block
finish
will
it.
crush the bomb and reveal the way.
Ah, yes. That's right. Dimitri having to be a tiny bit patient, yes, with the snake block here. If only he remembered to just jump on top of those blocks there. Oh, there he goes. And he is at the flagpole. Very nice job. Doomsday, very much at that same point. Dimitri not having much time advantage here, unfortunately. Did Doomsday start up the snake block?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't see him do it, but it's well disguised, like I said last time, as the tail feathers of the goose duck. I'm still not satisfied that it's a goose. I'm sticking with an angry duck.
Angry duck. Well, it does have a bit of a questionable neck. It may not be long enough for Goosey, but you never can tell. Ooh, Dimitri taking a skip on that level. Obviously not satisfied with the way it was looking. Just over 3 minutes remaining here. Doomsday remembering how this is supposed to go, waiting for the snake bug to crush that bomb. Dimitri on a more traditional style speedrun level with all those saws to avoid. Oh, and takes the flag instantly. Wow.
Yeah, real quick run there. As maintaining his 1 clear lead against Doomsday, now 7-6.
Oh, this is so thrilling. It's so close. And Dimitri moving on to a thrill. We'll see how thrilling it is for him to be playing this. Hopefully it won't scare his socks off. Looks like kind of adventure-y so far. Angry Thwomps. Dimitri just running through that second one there.
He's not got time for the anger. He just wants to get on with his life. Block out the haters and make their way through the twisters.
Oh, and our friend Yoshi is back. Have we seen this level as well?
Yes, I'm
this looks
pretty
so
sure we
familiar.
have.
I remember those.
Dimitri tried to sacrifice Yoshi again. How dare he?
Rough times. Oh my goodness. Dimitri moving on, narrowly avoiding dying there. Oh, this level. Wow. And Doomsday clearing another one momentarily. Oh, well, tying it up. We don't know about momentarily. I was going to say in the lead, but the timer or the counter had ticked over. They're both in the same level, kind of at exactly the same space. Let's see
Dimitri
if Doomsday remember this one.
Continue blocking out those haters and being squashed by the last one. Still making it through the twisters okay. And we'll see if he chooses to keep Yoshi this time like a good human being.
He sacrifices them. Both do. And let's see how far they get. Doomsday worried about the troll there, hoping he didn't die.
If I remember correctly, the Yoshi couldn't get through that second section anyway, but Dimitri taking the clear, getting himself 8 clears now. So just to cover some confusion going on in chat at the moment, it is a best of 7 of sets of 15 minutes, and it's who gets the most clears in those 15 minutes takes the set. So for example, at the moment, Doomsday has got 3 sets won, where he has taken more clears in those 15 minutes, whereas Dimitri has 2.
And both players off to a level called the Buena Suerte. And Dimitri, tiny bit in the lead here with the time. Lots of spiky blocks that he needs to avoid and gets spiked by them. See if Doomsday does any better.
Yeah, Doomsday taking a little bit of a spin jump, ground pound sort of combination to slow his descent, but ascending too fast on the way back up.
Dimitri going through this little block maze there, very careful. And he takes another clear. Oh, can Doomsday get there and tie it up? He has 5 seconds. No! Dimitri wins!
Dimitri takes another set. We are going to see all 7 games, officially the closest game in playoffs. Insanely close.
Wow! What a match! It is now 3 wins to 3 wins. Whoever takes the next set will be our 3rd place champion. Oh, this is so exciting. My goodness.
Yeah, as we now looking at the adventure of Link 3-3. This could be anything this level, to be honest. Absolutely anything. The thing is with Link levels is they can either be really good fun but adventure levels, or they can be really technical speed levels because of some of the tricks that Link can pull off. Another interesting note I've just noticed is if you look at the time differences on their switches, you can see the difference in the upload times by 3 hours. Just an interesting side note.
Indeed. And to everyone who is asking about the Grand Final Championships, that has not started because this game has gone on so long. Most of the other playoffs that we've seen played have not gone to 3-3 sets each. So that game will be starting after this one. But in the moment, we're still vying for 3rd place right now.
No comments on the adventure of Link, it would seem, but only a 14-second world record. And I remember seeing this game previously as well. There is a P-switch in it and a boss fight at the end that you can actually cheese. I'm sure we'll see it very soon as Doomsday.
Oh, I remember this one. My goodness. Yes. Wow. Doomsday through the pipe first here. Oh, I wonder if they remember this level. Oh, Dimitri might. He's getting through here very quickly.
Is it quick enough? Because you need that P-switch active when you get to the door, and he did not have it active.
Doomsday trying every method at his disposal to trigger those on-off blocks there, using arrows, bumping them. Can he get to the P door? And he does! All right, into the pipe for him. Dimitri close behind. And Dimitri getting a fire flower and a checkpoint for this next section. And
yeah, but taking just a little bit, a little bit too long and not actually making it to the next P door. As now Dimitri having to get his way through this boss, which taking out the legs has made it a lot easier to avoid. As my boy Kamek on top there is unable to throw his magic, but the chain chomp is pinning Dimitri into the corner as well. This is actually quite a challenging looking boss fight as Dimitri removes another segment of the boss.
And gets through that P door. Is that the end? It is! Dimitri taking the first clear of this game.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 in, and we've already got 1 clear going to Dimitri. We'll see if Doomsday...
And Doomsday skips.
Manages to, but he doesn't. He skips. He's not doing any more of that level.
They both are starting the same level at the same time. Once again, let's see how they both solve these problems and get to the end. Need to reach the goal as Super Mario.
Oh, it was this one. We've also seen this level as well. It's a really awkward technique that you have to throw the dry bones as Doom is showing, although he kicked it again. And it has to be thrown into your back to remove your power-up. A dry bone shell, you can't bounce against the wall because it will just collapse. So Doom now showing you, as you throw it forward, you can jump over, taking a couple of 12s to get the distance, and landing straight in it.
Wow. And I think they both know what's up with this one. They might have even played this one in previous times. Either that, or they might have seen it in the races. But Dimitri's still taking that shell with him. Doomsday going back to the beginning of the runway here, trying to see if he can outrun that shell. And you have to jump just at the right moment. And he's going to take the damage. He is now Super Luigi. and racing on to the flag. Dimitri probably, maybe he's trying to cheese it a different way. But at the flagpole and not getting... Nope, sees that shell destroyed, knows he needs... Oh, that's his first skip. Well then.
Yeah, obviously not knowing the technique required to get through that shell level.
All right, another no landing level. Let's see how kindly this level treats our players. Oh wow, this is a bit scary, isn't it? Doomsday running for his life and tries to leap up and keep that momentum in the air instead. Dimitri gonna let those cat bullets land near him but not destroy him. Doomsday taking the upper route, and Dimitri finding he needs to go through that pipe. That must be the correct time to jump up top there, because he has to get through the pipe to get through that section. And narrowly misses that bullet. Darn.
See how Doom makes this pipe jump as he climbs the tree as well, just waiting for the bullet bills to spawn forward. And he can bounce over the top route, which is probably the safer route, I'd say, because there's obviously less coming. But the level creator has definitely set up many cannons. Too many cannons, but Doomsday has found the flag and lowers it as he raises that green L.
Dimitri is not far behind here, and he also finds that flagpole. It is now 2-2. And neither player has any particular advantage. They both have used one skip each, and they're kind of at the same spot time-wise. Doomsday a little bit further ahead, but Dimitri taking the world record on that level.
Yeah, literally seconds between these two runners at this point, as Doomsday immediately finds a hidden vine, making his way over the top of level. Dimitri finding it as well. I think they obviously saw there was nowhere to go, and having to make their way forwards is not too difficult once you can see there's nowhere to go.
Dimitri finding the cape. I remember this level as well. This is most interesting. And I think there's a bonk at the end or something like that. Definitely used to fly because of the distance. Yeah. Oh, and too low. Dimitri went too far down on the screen. Hopefully... Oh, Doomsday also going extremely low there. Using that dive to get a bit of a speed boost, I think. But Dimitri not letting those spinies escape except for one. Doomsday hitting the flag first. He is momentarily in the lead, 3-2.
Yeah, Dimitri obviously knowing that he needs to maintain his height for longer this time round, as he nicely clears that tape off as well, swooping his way between the flag posts. This next level is called Yup, and we've definitely talked about a level title similar.
Indeed. Someone asked previously in chat if new mechanics are allowed to show up in the list, and it was put to the players, and the players said they would rather not have the new mechanics shown up because this is the very end of the finals and the end of the tournament for this particular season, so we do not have new levels in the list.
Obviously, also ALT pointing out there has been 14 weeks leading up to this final day of the GSA Super Expert Endless season. So 14 weeks to not have those mechanics in, to then suddenly have them put into your levels would be quite a sudden change, especially with how much some of the power-ups actually changed about the game. The SMM2 one definitely sticking in my mind for that.
Indeed, and there are new texts discovered all the time about how interactions work and things like that, so having to learn that in a few days is not really reasonable to expect from players, and so I think it was a pretty great decision that they all agreed with that. Doomsday taking the clear first on this level. Meanwhile, Dimitri's still struggling to find the end there. Oh no, Dimitri seeing the flag, but launching himself right into the abyss. Unfortunate there. Doomsday moving on to another level there. And I know the ending to this one. So
if Doomsday had been a bit faster with that bomb, he could have actually excavated his way through this speedrun. But you know, it depends on what he saw or what has been seen previously. Brungle is in the chat somewhere, and he's explained that there's not been enough levels added to a playlist to give a completely fresh playlist because no one was expecting this game to sort of hit the 7th round. This is a huge number of clears and a really, really big game that has happened here.
Indeed, we've had quite a lot of short levels in some of the previous sets, and I think those levels were just kind of used up. And of course, combine that with the skips, and you have less levels to play with. Doomsday taking the clear first on this one. I hope Dimitri knows where to put that bomb, and he does find it, and he takes also the clear. We are now tied up again, 5-5.
Now going into an on-off speedrun for both players. I can't believe we're 3 sets apiece, 5 clears apiece, and 6 minutes on the clock. This is so incredibly close.
This is just crazy. Doomsday effortlessly going through this speed run here. I love those lanterns from Odyssey. One of my favorite sound effects, though I don't often use sound effects in my level, but those are cool. Doomsday taking the axe here first. Dimitri not far behind. I think that was Doomsday's first run, right? He didn't have a death in that level.
Yeah, 1 shot in that level there, and Dimitri unfortunately not making the same 1 shot there.
Yeah, depending on how well that they know these levels, if they've watched all the GSA matches, if we still have level duplications here, the players may have an advantage if they have seen these levels before.
Yeah, and the thing is, both of these players are... Oh, there you go. Dimitri also getting the axe dropped there. Both these players are massive in the community, constantly posting in chat. They're both active on the YouTube channel. They're both active in the Discord, and... You know, they're very active players. I wouldn't be surprised if we are recycling a couple of levels if both of these players had already seen them.
This one has a sneaky thing, kind of toward the end, like a troll, I believe. Doomsday's scared to move onward there. Hoping he'll get that. Oh, hit by that cannonball. That was unfortunate, but still alive, and that's the important part. Dimitri going on to 99.9% impossible. I love these level titles. It's like, have you not talked to a person with skill?
I'm really liking the appearance of the level that Doomsday is currently in. It's really beautiful.
It is. It's quite nice. Doomsday taking that clear 7 now to 6 with just over 4 minutes remaining.
Swim underneath, Dimitri. Please.
Please go there. And still need to work this out. Of course, the other thing is, though, these players play hundreds and possibly thousands of levels between each of their competitive runs and between each of the recorded matches that we do. So it's highly likely that they do forget one level here and there. We as commentators don't get to commentate on all of those levels, so we can remember them more easily, I think.
Yeah, and this is a prime example, because I know we've seen this level before, and you can swim... Oh, you can't swim under. I'm thinking of a different level, obviously, so I'm just going to be quiet. But Dimitri makes it through the 99.9% impossible jump to reach that flag and drop it, as Doom not far behind, but hitting his head on a rather spiky roof.
It's well a level. I know a few people who say that. A nice reference there. Oh, I remember this one as well. This was this interesting little jump. Yeah. Oh, Doomsday nearly getting the flag there, but gets spiked at the end.
Yeah, this one that Dimitri's in, you had to land on the pixel perfect edge of the one-way, so that you haven't gone through the sideways one-way, but you have landed on the up-facing one-way.
Yeah, and there's a hidden block there, too, riding on a track. There it is. Yep. Oh, no, he moved to the side. Oh, the sadness is real. Doomsday, though, taking his clear, raising Luigi's flag and moving on to that next level, which I don't know. He might have actually played that one. I don't know. I can't remember which match it was that we saw these in.
It was Cooper U versus Bismuth that we saw these levels in previously.
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me.
And as chat are talking now, it was us who also commentated that game, as Doom there making a clear on that level 2, raising his lead there to 2 clears.
Dimitri's going to have to work really hard. Less than 2 minutes remaining now, and he needs to catch up. Doomsday's 2 ahead, 9-7 at the moment, and he's got to be feeling pretty comfortable. That's a lot of clears. Dimitri, can you do it? Oh no, got pushed into the one-way box there. Doomsday on the next level with all of these dangerous bits and pieces ready to roast him here.
And Dimitri now making the smart move to skip out. He was unable to figure it out quick enough and needed to get himself out of this level.
That's a shame because it's a really short level, and if he had been able to get past there, he would have gotten an easy clear, another point for himself. But hopefully he can figure out this level faster. Oh no, getting roasted by that flame turret there. Doomsday. Starting over and starting over.
Yeah, the two runners very in sync here as they push through this level. Doomsday having a little bit more knowledge than Dimitri, but Dimitri slowing himself down there before finding that fiery pain once again. Moving forward in the level and seeing more flames behind him as he starts making his way over these skewers. It looks almost like the... Yeah, it is very nail-biting. I was going to say it looks almost like the setup of a kebab shop with the skewers and the flames, but...
Yes. Doomsday taking a clear at the same time Dimitri does. Of course, Doomsday 2 points ahead. And unfortunately, Dimitri will not be able to make up that difference. So I think we have our 3rd place winner right here. And it's going to be Doomsday with 4 sets to 3.
Yeah, what an incredibly close game as well.
Doomsday quitting out of the airship world. Dimitri seeing the time go to 0 and falling off the edge there. What an absolutely epic match. This has been absolutely incredible. Such a great test of skill for our players. And we just saw how close they are.
Yeah, we knew they were both amazing players. I mean, Doomsday actually finished 3rd in his division, only behind Lil Curbs and IPK on his side. So a really impressive game. We're going to be able to get the two of them in for some quick interviews, but we are going to be rapid with it because obviously we are so excited to see this final game. But hello, guys. Really great game between the two of you there. And, you know, go into all 7 games. That must have been a really tense time with you. How did you cope with that sort of pressure, Doom?
Big game 7. I hope you're happy, guys. You wanted a game 7. You said, these matches aren't close enough. They're all blowouts. Or go to game 5, like 4-1. You got your game 7. Are you happy now?
I think everyone is thrilled. You certainly put on, both of you, a huge show for everyone. The chat was screaming like wild.
Well, now the grand final is good to be like an hour late, so you're welcome.
Yeah, and I mean, from your point of view, obviously, Dimitri, quite new to these sort of games. Was it quite tiring playing so many sets in a row?
No, I play this game hours a day, so it's doing this.
Business as usual for you.
Hey, Dimitri, did you get the Super P jump level?
No. I don't know what that.
I spent like a minute on it, then I skipped. Like, I am so losing.
I think you both skipped around the same time on the Super P jump level, as I recall. It was like, nope, moving on.
So the thing about P jumps in the air is it's frame perfect. Like you can land on it just fine. That's relatively easy. Jumping off it is frame perfect. And on that level, not only do you have to jump off it, you had to jump off it at max height. And like land on the other P-switch. So
yeah, see, as it came out of the pipe there. Dimitri, I wanted to talk to you about set 3. In that first stage, you spent nearly or just over 4 minutes on that first level. What got into your head to stop you skipping it?
Well, I figured out that you could go in the pipe immediately with the springs, and then I'd spend like 20 years getting up through the skewers and claws. And then after dying there and getting back, I made it to the checkpoint. And then I didn't know where to go. I spent like 2 minutes trying to figure out where I'm going, and it just did not work out for me.
Yeah, traps suck.
I-
I hate it when that happens.
And then for you, Doom, there was a puzzle level. You might not even remember it now
Oh,
because it seems
God.
like it was so long ago.
I remember I know the puzzle. Dimitri cleared it and I didn't. I'm stupid. Blah blah blah.
It wasn't that actually. I was going to ask you how you thought you cleared it because Dimitri actually cheesed his way through it. So how did you work out the solution in the end? Because we couldn't work.
Oh,
it
I
out.
was trying to cheese it. I just failed miserably.
So Dimitri revealed some hidden blocks and managed to get himself on top of those. It was a very, very, very close sort of setup there.
There were more hidden blocks.
Yeah, there were many. We
I
are.
always
gonna-
lose the hidden blocks.
There were 3 hidden
No.
blocks in the right side, and a 4th one up that I had to dodge.
Yeah, I found the
That's
same
one
one.
under the mushroom. And you kept taking that 4th one as well, so you couldn't quite get on top of it. However,
Yeah.
we are going to wrap ourselves up quite quickly. Obviously, getting really, really hyped to see this final between the Beast and IPK, and it's going to be commentated by our own ALT and also Ryukar tonight. So it's going to be a really exciting game with some really experienced game knowledge, telling us what's going on. And I, for one, cannot wait. Catherine, what do you think is going to go down in this next game?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea what the result is going to be. I'm just going to watch just with my eyes glued to the screen and cheer both players on because this is going to be epic.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, IPK is actually down to win in pure numbers, which is bonkers to me, because obviously the Beast is just a force to be reckoned with. But I will sign off for now. I have been Avalon, and with me has been Catherine of Sky. Thank you so much, runners, for joining us tonight. And let's get into our grand final of Season 3, Expert Endless.
See you there.